If you listen closely to the oldest echoes of humanity, you will hear not the sound of war, not the clash of nations, not the roar of cities, but the quiet footsteps of two brothers walking side by side. One carried hope. The other carried a storm. This is the first tragic chapter ever written in human history. A story everyone thinks they know yet few truly understand. The story of Cain and Abel, the first brothers, and the first blood spilled on earth. Before kingdoms rose, before prophets spoke, before the earth filled with languages and tribes, humanity faced its first heartbreak not from a stranger, not from an enemy, but from within a single family. A warning to the world, wrapped inside two lives. Why did the first murder come from the hands of a brother? To find the answer, we must go back to the very beginning. The Garden of Eden was gone. Adam and Eve stood outside the gates, staring at the paradise they once walked in freely. Behind them, the land felt colder, the skies heavier, and the ground once blessed was now hard, stubborn, and uncooperative. The wind did not sing anymore, it simply passed by. Yet even in loss, life moved forward. Soon, Eve felt the stirring of new life. She held her growing belly, her heart wrestling between hope and fear. She had known perfection, and she had known regret. But now, she longed for restoration. She whispered to Adam one night, "Maybe this child is the promise. Maybe from us, God will bring redemption." And when her first son was born, she named him Cain, acquired, brought forth, possession. It was her way of saying, "God gave me a man, a child of hope." Adam lifted the baby boy and looked into his eyes, sharp, observant, strong. Cain cried loudly, as if he wanted to announce himself to the world. Years passed, and another child was born. This second son was quieter, gentler, with eyes that looked at the sky more than the ground. They named him Abel, breath, vapor, not because he was weak, but because his presence was soft like a gentle breeze. Cain was the firstborn. Abel was the quiet one. One was a plowman, the other, a shepherd. Two boys born in a world still healing from the wounds of disobedience. The earth was Cain's classroom. He rose early, hands hardened by labor, face dusted with soil. He fought against the stubborn land, forcing it to yield crops. He built tools, learned the patterns of the seasons, studied the skies for signs of rain. Cain was strong, driven, proud. He believed productivity was proof of purpose. Meanwhile, Abel spent his days among the hills, moving with the gentle rhythm of his flock. He spoke to the sheep as though they were friends. He learned how to calm the frightened, how to rescue the lost, how to protect the weak. Abel was peaceful, content. Obedience came naturally to him. Yet, Cain always felt like he had the heavier burden. And in a way, he did. The ground was cursed. Working it was a battle. Abel's sheep did not rebel against him, but Cain's soul fought back every single day. Cain admired his brother's ease, and resented it a little. Abel admired Cain's strength, and feared his intensity. They loved each other. But something unspoken always lingered between them, an invisible line neither understood. As they grew into men, Adam taught them something important, something sacred: in all you do, honor the Lord. Bring him your best, for he gave us life. So they prepared offerings. Cain brought the fruit of the ground, the product of sweat, labor, and frustration. His basket was full, his harvest was colorful, but his heart, it carried strain and a quiet, hidden pride. Abel brought the firstborn of his flock, the purest, the best, the kind you normally keep for yourself. His offering was simple but sincere, carried with trust and reverence. When they laid their offerings before God, an ancient stillness fell over the earth. The smoke from Abel's sacrifice rose straight into the sky, carried by a divine wind accepted. But Cain's offering, its smoke remained heavy, curling downward, sinking back toward the ground, rejected. God had not despised the man, but he saw the heart. Cain brought a gift of effort, not obedience. He gave something, not the best. He offered from pride, not faith. Abel's offering was accepted because his heart aligned with surrender. Cain watched the smoke fall. His chest tightened. His eyes burned. His jaw clenched. Abel's offering rose like triumph. Cain's felt like shame. At that moment, a seed was planted in Cain, not by God, not by Abel, but by the whisper of bitterness. The first seed of murder. God saw the storm forming inside Cain. Before jealousy could root itself too deeply, God spoke not with thunder, not with fire, but with a gentle warning that carried the weight of eternal truth. Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen? If you do what is right, you will be accepted. But if you refuse, sin is waiting at your door. Its desire is to rule you, but you must master it. It was a warning wrapped in mercy, but Cain stood silent. He heard the words, but he didn't let them change him. He didn't want comfort. He wanted victory. He wanted recognition. He wanted to prove God wrong. The door was still closed, but sin stood outside, knocking. Cain approached Abel the next morning. His voice was calm, not too calm. "Let's go out into the field," he said. Abel nodded. He trusted his brother. Why wouldn't he? The sun rose high, washing the fields in gold. The sheep grazed peacefully. Birds sang overhead. But Cain's heart was a storm. Every step he took felt heavier. Every breath came quicker. Every memory of the falling smoke replayed in his mind like a curse. Abel bent down to inspect a lamb tangled in a bush. And Cain saw his moment. One strike. One burst of rage. One act of violence no human had ever committed before. The earth cried out. Abel's blood soaked the soil. A heartbeat faded into silence. The shepherd was gone. The first innocent man fell. The first murder written into history. The first blood spilled by the first brother. Cain stepped back, trembling. His hands shook. His breath was uneven. He looked at Abel's lifeless body, the brother who once held his hand as a child, the brother who laughed in the fields, the brother who never wished him harm. Something inside Cain cracked. But the deed was done. The world had crossed the line. When Cain tried to walk away, a voice filled the air. Not angry, not loud, but impossibly heavy. "Cain, where is your brother Abel?" Cain froze. Then came the lie that still echoes across generations. "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God answered with truth. "Your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground." The earth had become a witness. It testified against him. God did not destroy Cain. Instead, he pronounced a consequence that perfectly fit the crime. The ground you shed blood on will no longer yield its strength to you. You will become a wanderer, a fugitive on the earth. Cain collapsed in fear. My punishment is too great. Anyone who finds me will kill me. But even in justice, God showed mercy. He placed a mark upon Cain. Not a curse, but a protection. A shield of divine mercy over a man who did not deserve it. No one who sees you will harm you, God declared. And so Cain walked away. Far from his family. Far from home. Far from everything he knew. A wanderer. A builder without roots. A man haunted by the memory of a brother's blood. The first tragedy of mankind. Back at home, Adam and Eve felt a shift in the air. A silence. A heaviness. Then the truth reached them. Abel gone, Cain lost. One child taken by death, the other taken by guilt. This was the first time parents felt the double pain of death and exile in a single day. They held each other, tears streaming, hearts splitting open under the weight of grief. But in time, God gave them another son, Seth. Through him, hope was reborn. But the memory of Cain and Abel never left the human story. It was a lesson etched into the heart of humanity forever. The story is ancient, but its message is painfully modern. Jealousy still starts wars. Anger still destroys families. Bitterness still poisons hearts. Pride still blinds people to truth. Violence still takes the innocent. Cain is not just a character. Cain is a warning living in all of us. Abel is not just a victim. Abel is a reminder that righteousness may be attacked, but it is never forgotten by God. And God's question still echoes, where is your brother? In other words, are you responsible for the people around you? Yes, you are. God's warning still stands. Sin waits at the door. Its desire is to rule you, but you must master it. We all walk through that field. We all stand between the choice to let bitterness rule us or let grace transform us. The story ends with this truth. When jealousy rules your heart, you harm others. When pride leads your steps, you harm yourself. But when you choose humility, gratitude, and obedience, you walk in Abel's legacy. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Let the message travel beyond you. Share it. Spread it. Let someone else hear the warning, the hope, and the truth hidden in the first family's pain. And if you want more biblical stories reveled in deep, emotional, cinematic form, just say, go ahead with the next story. Let's keep journeying through Scripture together, one powerful story at a time.